My name's Dave DeBow, founder of MoneyPartnerFormula.com, and this show is built for everyday real estate investors who are actively doing deals and looking to scale using other people's money. So if you're an active real estate investor and you want to get featured on this show to talk about your own real estate and capital raising experiences, then just go to daveinterviewyou.com. Now let's get rolling with this episode, and remember to subscribe for daily interview content.
Folks, welcome back. Today we have a very experienced multifamily real estate investor zooming in from beautiful Vail, Colorado. Ruth Hiller has been in the real estate game for quite some time. And Ruth, I believe you come from a family of real estate investors, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct?
Yes, my grandma bought her first multifamily investment in 1940 in Los Angeles, California.
Wow,
I know.
that's amazing. And your mother was involved in real estate as well?
Yeah, and then my parents bought multifamily in the 60s and in Los Angeles also. So
That-
that's how my grandma supported her family the whole life. Just she was a little bit of a slumlord, but she did own the multifamily.
Okay. So you come by it honestly, that's for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
So
yeah.
maybe give us a little snapshot. What do you like to invest in these days? What when it comes to real estate? Are you also in multifamily or do you do other things as well?
I'm 100% in multifamily with my real estate investments, and
Mhm.
right now I'm in a lot of syndications. I'm in 18 different deals, and
Wow.
I'm in 6 as a general partner, and then 12 as a limited partner.
Okay, very good. So when you're a general partner in these deals, what is your primary role in the partnership?
I do capital attraction, and
Hmm.
I love to help women learn how to invest, and so that's my primary role. And then because a lot of my investors are first time investors, I do a little bit investor relations and education with the people that come into my sphere.
So we were talking a little bit off camera that, getting women involved in multifamily is a big part of your why.
Yes.
How did that kind of come about?
Well, when I started in multifamily, because I'd always been in the family, but then I went to a mastermind, and then I realized that like 90% of the real estate investors are men.
Yeah,
And I'm like, I'm a woman in the male-dominated field of real estate, so that was exciting to me. To just be one of the first, and there's quite a few now, but I still love going there. Like I'm in one deal in Arkansas, and then there's like 8 GPs, and I was like, I'm the only woman. So I love that I can, be inspiring for other women to take the step to invest.
Hey there, if you're a capital raiser, a syndicator, or a fund manager, and you're looking for a steady flow of incoming accredited investor leads, then go ahead, grab a free copy of my new book, How to Get 20 Accredited Investor Meetings Every Month Without Cold Calling, Networking, or Chasing People. You can get that at 20accreditedinvestorsbook.com. Again, that's the number 20accreditedinvestorsbook.com.
yeah, I must get a little bit lonely sometimes, so it's nice to have other women in the mix. Plus,
Yes.
just hanging around with a bunch of us grubby guys gets
Oh,
gets
I love
boring
the
after.
grubby guys.
So when it comes to your portfolio that you're invested in, Ruth, what's kind of your buy box? What kind of properties you guys are you looking at?
Well, it's changed over the years because I've been doing syndications for 7 years now. And so, like, initially it was C-class value add,
Yeah.
um, in landlord friendly states. And now we're moving up to like, B plus in A neighborhoods, really looking at like delinquencies. Because, and so the operators that I work with are like geeks on figuring out like if there's delinquencies and what the tenant base is. And so they've got a system for that. So now it's more B class with like maybe A class neighborhoods.
Got it. And a big part of what you're doing these days is recruiting other women to get involved as limited partners in syndications that you're working on. What do you find works best for you, Ruth, to get the word out to kind of get the attention of your target market of investors?
Well, when I first started, because I've always done real estate, but when I first started, the thing I learned about sales is like if I'm excited about something and I talk about it, I could tell you anything. And so, I got into all these deals and people just like, oh my God, like when's the next one coming? And so I was in a couple communities, a couple personal development communities, and people would see what I was doing and they were really excited about
Mhm.
it. So they would want, tell me about it and like educate me on it. And so it was really natural, kind of like my first deal. I raised quite a bit of money. I didn't know. So yeah, that's how that happened.
Okay, and these days, what are you doing to raise capital for deals? Same thing,
Yeah,
basically.
similar thing, but I had a 2-year period where I had some health challenges, so I was out of the
Mm,
business. Plus, as you know, the market kind of tanked and there weren't really any deals. And so, recently I just started, producing some new content, and I get a lot of repeat investors from other deals. And
yeah,
so I just finished 2 deals in Minnesota, and I didn't do as well as I did like 3 years ago, but I still was able to raise a good amount. So
good.
I think it's
A lot of
harder in this market too because people are scared, but I think that's when you should buy. Because now, because like in the when was it like 22 when we were buying is when we shouldn't have been buying because that was
yeah.
like the top of the market.
A lot of people have had challenges with that because, yeah, jumped in at the top of the market or reinvested at the top of the market, and some of their investors are kind of, you know, the deal is flatlined or they've lost money on deals like that. Has that affected you guys at all, besides the general
In,
concern
in
in the
in
market?
none of my general partner deals, no.
That's good.
Excuse me, but in a couple of my LP deals, there were a couple capital calls, and so for me to participate in a capital call, I have to understand the clear business plan, and some of those I didn't, and it's still unclear what's going to happen with some of those. I mean, I feel like, if you got in the business in 2022, that's going to be part of it, because, and I always tell people like, don't go based on FOMO.
Yeah,
The lesson
yeah.
learned, right?
Well, I mean, and a lot of people had that. A lot of really experienced people had that as well. So yeah, lesson learned for all of us.
Yes.
So now is it getting back to the basics for you?
Yeah, it's getting back to the basics. And like, I worked with this team. Actually, one of the deals that we bought in 2022, like, it was a Nashville deal. And when we bought it, 16,000 new units came online that year. I mean, in Nashville. And so, like, that's why I really respect this team because they were able to turn that around, and they're super tight at operations where I've seen other GPs like in the market just lose the deals, and these guys are really solid. So that's what made me want to work with them again.
Right. So Ruth, you mentioned your superpower is really kind of getting excited about deals and transmitting that excitement and getting people involved with that. If you were to kind of give some advice to another woman who's looking to start raising capital for real estate, what would you suggest?
Well, what I did was I looked at, went through my whole database. Who do I know? And then my mentor told me, he's like, um, you have to start educating your database first. You don't want
Hmm.
to just go out and say like, hey, especially if you've never really been doing this. He said like, either put up like what you're doing, start a podcast, you know, uh, do an email campaign, do an Instagram, pick like one thing and just focus on it. And my focus was my email database and my Facebook page. And between that, I got most of my investors from that. So you really need to nurture and educate people about what you're doing. So what is the
Nice.
syndication? Whatever it is, whatever you're raising capital for, be the authority. So, and educate people so that when the deal comes around, they already know and then they're ready.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So you had to take a couple of years off because of health challenges. I'm glad that you're feeling better. That's for
Yes,
sure.
thank you.
Yeah. What are your plans for moving ahead for the next 12 to 18 months?
Well, I'm still planning on working with this team that I really like. And
Yeah.
like I said, we just closed 2 deals in Minnesota. And, my goal is to do like 2 to 3 deals a year
Nice.
because I like to make sure that I can invest in every deal that I promote. So, I want to make sure that I keep having the funds to be able to do that.
Right. So part of that is kind of doing lead generation for new investors. What do you
Yeah.
find that works well for you for getting fresh people in the system?
Um, it's like just talking to people. I know, and I probably need to go to more. I haven't been going to the seminars lately. I mean, that's usually where I'll meet a lot of people. But like in Vail, I just tell everyone what I do, and then someone's like, "Oh, I'm interested. Can I sign up for that?" And so, I tell people like you could have the best marketing in the world, but it's a relationship business, and so
Most
people
definitely.
invest with me because they like me. And
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So that's why I just tell like be really likable, be really authentic, and then if you've got a good product, people will invest with you.
Yeah, makes sense. Well, that's exciting stuff. And do you see yourself doing anything different moving in the future as far as like a co-GP, or you really like the capital side of things and you just want to focus exclusively on that?
You don't want me to be your asset manager.
Me neither. People don't want me as their asset manager. I
I mean,
suck.
I know all about it. And I mean, the whole reason I got into this business is because I owned a multifamily property with cousins, and the asset management was terrible. So I decided to educate myself, and that's how I ended up getting in this business, even though my family had already been in it. But
Mm,
it was interesting. So
yeah, for sure. Ruth, this has been fascinating. If people want to connect with you and find out more about what you're up to, where would you like them to go?
check out my Instagram page at Yes MF Now. And I always have to say, I don't know what you're thinking, but MF stands for multifamily.
I think that's your website as well, right? Yes,
Yes,
mfnow.com.
yes. Thank
Excellent.
you.
Well, Ruth, thanks for being on the show. Everybody, thanks for tuning in, and we will see you on the next one.
Hey there, I really hope you enjoyed that episode. And as always, if you want to listen to more daily interview content, make sure you subscribe. And if you're an active real estate investor and you're doing deals and you'd like to get featured on this show, then just head over to daveinterviewsyou.com.